cultivation of mushroom have been in for of almost 300 years. Mushroom is an excellent source for protein, vitamin, mineral, folic acid, and is a good source of iron for anemic patients. Mushroom is of different types: butter mushroom, oyster mushroom, proto salju kaju, paddy straw mushroom. Mushroom is also a nutritious vegetarian delicacy and have many variations, and most of them are edible. It can be grown in a temperature between 20 and 30 Celsius and require relative humidity is around 55 to 75%. Non-earth girds have a very good prospect of processing. Fresh mushroom normally can be sold in the market, and it also there is growing market for processed dry and packaging mushroom can be sold in ingredient of mushroom block. Lactose sawdust, rice grains, calcium carbonate, and water. Procedure for the preparation of the mushroom block. First step is 3000 gram lactose sawdust and 300 gram rice bran and 30 gram of calcium carbonate and 70% of water were mixed until it's solidified. And the next step, the mixture was weighed and packed into the bag. Next, the mushroom block were autoclaved at 1 to 1 Celsius in 20 minutes. After cool, the inoculum from mustard seed from wheat was inoculated into the block. And then it were stored in the dark place for 1 to 2 months. The process of tissue culture.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning. My name is Noor Asfarina binti Rosli. My measure number is 23BT1 F2024. I will continue with it, which is in my part, which is the process of tissue culture. So next is the mycelium from the mushroom was sliced out by using sterilized scalpel and the forceps. So we take the mycelium on the center of the mushroom, which is the sterilized apparatus, metal tools. And then the PDA agar was sterilized on the heat before culturing the mycelium on the agar. That means we take out the parafilm on the petri dish or the baby jar, and then that contains the PDA agar, and then we sterilize them on the Bunsen burner with the fire. And then the mycelium from the mushroom was placed out in PDA agar with the sterilized condition. That means we need to do the work. We need to put the mycelium into the on the PDA agar with sterilized condition, which is close into the Bunsen burner. And next is the petri dish was sealed by using the parafilm. That means we need after we do the after we put the mycelium into the PDA agar, we sterilize them into the heat, and then we seal them with the parafilms, and then we heat again to reduce contaminations. And then after we finish our works, the culture was kept into the culture room, and it takes almost a week for the mycelium growing. Okay, I will continue with the next part, which is the process in preparation of seeding. So the first step is the wheat was washed about 3 times in the bowl and heated on the hot plate until it boiled. After that, the wheat was drying on the tray and added calcium carbonate, and then we stir by using a spoon. After that, the seed or the wheat need to pack into the plastic and with a cap, and then we autoclave at 121 Celsius in 20 minutes. So the next part, the prepared inoculum from the matured seedling was used and transferred to newly prepared seedling. So after that, the cap was closed airtight using the black cup specific for mushroom seed cultivations. And the last step, the seedling were kept in the tissue culture room for a further mushroom cultivation. It took a few weeks for the seedling to mature. So in the next part, which is the process of harvesting mushroom, it takes a month to the mushroom become the harvested. After that, the block was cleaning by using the sterilized spoon that was dipped into the salter to reduce contaminations. And lastly, the mushrooms was weighed and packed into the plastic bag and ready for sale. So for the next part, which is the cash flow record, you can see the estimated gross revenue for the group. They have 4 students, which is 1 block of mushroom for each students. So the firstly, each block produce block produce need to 50 gram per harvested, which is 4 blocks for 4 students. Multiply with 50 grams, it will become 200 grams that we need. And for 2 times harvested per week, which is 200 grams multiplied with 2, it will become 400 grams per week for each block produce. And the next is the selling price in the market. For the selling price in the market, 12 ringgit per kilogram. So that means 3 ringgit 60% per 300 grams, which is mean 3 ringgit and 60% per week. So gross income per month, which is 3 ringgit and 60% per multiply 4 weeks, and it will become 14 ringgit and 40 cents. I need to go. So for the next part, which is So for the next part, which is a cash flow record, that you can see the estimated gross revenue for a 4 student in a group, which is mean 1 block of mushroom for each student. So firstly, each block produce need 50 gram per harvested, means for 4 blocks multiply with 50 grams, we need 200 gram. And for 2 times harvested per week, we need 400 gram per week, which is 200 gram multiplied with 2. So for the next is the selling price in the market, which is 12 ringgit per kilogram. It will become 3 ringgit 60 cents gram per a week, which is 3 ringgit 60 cents per 300 gram. For next is gross income per month. That means 14 ringgit 40 cents, which is 3 ringgit 60 cents multiplied with 4 weeks. So next is annual gross income. Annual gross income for this group is 28 ringgit and 80 cents, which is a 14 ringgit 40 cents multiply with 2 months. As a conclusion on the future direction of the mushroom cultivation, a few steps should be implemented throughout the project to improve the quality and increase the product yield. Firstly, the training program should be organized at a community place in order to bring up more interest among the communities. Besides, organization of a consistent training course and training period should be increased to improve the knowledge, practical skill, and have the idea of a further coming with a new innovations using the mushrooms. Last but not least, there should be more advertisement of training programs, and also this project should be carried out not only for biotech students but also all the other student course. This help to promote mushroom project and give more information about the good or benefits of a pure Otter Kaiju. Finally, not only the students should be fully involved, but also the lecturer and the polytechnic staff together should lend their hands to bring up more success and make it a famous.
A sterile area are required for performing variation aseptic manipulation during tissue culture. There are UV light inside the chamber which are switched on for 10 to 15 minutes before using the laminar flow cabinet. Clean hand with alcohol properly before starting the work. Wearing a surgery mask and headgear and lab coat while working in the laminar will reduce the chance for of uh, contamination. All the apparatus and media must be autoclaved before use. All apparatus are sterilized by using the 70% ethanol flow by flowing and cooling.